It's mapping the Trump shooting. This just dropped. It's Fern video.
It's the 13th of July in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former U.S. President Donald Trump...
I didn't know where it was, actually. I didn't know it was in PA. I almost Googled where the shooting was. I knew it was at a Trump rally. I didn't know what state it was in. Where the fuck is Butler, PA? Is that in, like, the middle of nowhere?
...speaks at a rally. It's only days until he plans to accept the official Republican nomination. He's just minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
Take a look at what happened.
Yo, a lot of people were sussing out this woman in the back here for having, like, actually no reaction. And I know they're going to be like, she's a time traveler. She was in on it. But I'm like, dude, actually heard gunfire and just stood there and looked around like, what's going on?
What happened?
Trump got hit, but survived. Someone tried to assassinate him in broad daylight. Here is how it unfolded.
Bro, imagine if that guy didn't miss. What would be going on right now? Like, I know I was like, oh, it'd be like civil war. But, like, what would actually be happening in the country if somebody actually assassinated Trump? It would be wild. Like, who would the Republican nominee be? Because they would still have the election. Like, they're not going to postpone the election. There would be definitely riots. I think whoever that guy's family is would probably get killed. Or death threats. I mean, I'm glad he didn't die. Like, I'm not gonna vote for that motherfucker, but I will say that also secured him the election. Him not dying, getting almost assassinated boosts your rep, just because most people are voting off of, like, how cool somebody is, or, like, who wants to fight for the country and not actually what they plan on doing. So he's probably gonna get votes. Who are you voting for? Robert F. Kennedy. It's a throwaway vote, and I know it is, but I'm going to voice my opinion. It's people always say it's a throwaway vote if you vote for somebody that's not one of the two parties. But at the end of the day, if you don't vote, if you always just say it's a throwaway vote, then we're never going to have room for other people to be able to be in office. And yeah, Robert F. Kennedy's probably going to pull 10% of the votes. He's not going to get that much support. But I agree more with a lot of things that he stands for, especially with young people. He has most of the support between people of 18 and 25, and I'm dead middle of that. So I don't know. I voted for Biden in 2020. I'm not voting for Biden now. I don't think he's fit to be president. I don't want Trump to be president though. But regardless of who I vote for, New Jersey's voting Biden, so it doesn't really matter. It literally doesn't matter. New Jersey, if you're in New Jersey, it's Biden. I'm just voting Robert F. Kennedy because if Robert F. Kennedy gets a lot of votes, it helps third parties have more pull for debates, elections, and support. Like, if Robert F. Kennedy can pull 10% of the votes and get 20, 30 million votes or 20 million votes or however, like, just a shitload of votes, it'll enable the next election for other people that are in third parties to have a voice because they've proven that they can have pull and then go through that. I'm voting for Robert F. Kennedy because I think he has the least problems out of every fucking candidate, if I'm being honest. Obviously, every candidate's going to have issues. But if I don't vote, I can't bitch. And I stand by that. If you're going to fucking sit here and complain about a country, and then I say, oh, who did you vote for? And you say, I didn't vote. Well, then shut the fuck up. If you didn't take the fucking 10 minutes out of your fucking day to drive down to the fucking voting booth and fucking vote, like, what the fuck, you know? I mean, I don't like either candidate. That's why I'm voting. I'm voting the third party. I'm voting the third party just because of how he can handle some of the things with abortion, number one, with LGBTQ, with social issues, how he plans on running the government financially isn't far off of how liberals run the government because he's not, I wouldn't say he would be running the Democratic Party if given, he would run the Democratic Party if Joe Biden stepped down. If Joe Biden stepped down, they would probably put Robert F. Kennedy in the Democratic Party. He's running independent because he's not going to get the Democratic nomination because Biden's going to get the Democratic nomination. So Robert F. Kennedy's running an independent. All of the things that he plans on doing are very similar. He does actually have different views on some things because he's not getting controlled by the Democratic Party, but he's still going to fucking kind of be on that side. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really give a fuck who you're voting for. At the end of the day, all I want the people in my chat to know if you're voting, and I'm not going to sit here and try and sway my chatters' votes. Vote for whoever the fuck you want to. But look into what they want, right? That's all I'm saying. Look into what they're going to do, right? Look into what they say they're going to do, what their plan says they're going to do, and if they're going to be able to do it, right? Because obviously most presidents have a lot of empty promises. Outside of that, don't just vote for someone that your parents are voting for, right? A lot of you guys are probably new voters. This is probably the first election that you're voting. This is the second election that I'm voting. I barely was old enough to vote in the first election. I was 18 when I got a vote for the 2020 president. I was in high school, right? I just graduated, I think like literally like 2 months before I was able to vote because we graduated in the summer. But if you're voting, don't listen to your fucking parents. That's the one thing I want to say. Whatever your parents say, shut the fuck up, right? Respect you, love you, right? Fucking think for yourself. Don't let them form what you're gonna fucking vote for. No need to like have disputing arguments or something or go against what they say. If you agree with your parent, you agree with your parent. But agree with your parent on your own terms. Don't agree with your parent because they fucking formulated you to agree with them. Why can't you agree? You can. But a lot of people just vote for what their dad and mom vote for because they're their dad and mom, right? They don't actually know anything about who they're voting for. They're just saying, oh, you're voting for Trump? Oh, you're voting for Biden? Okay, I'll do the same. No. Fucking vote for who you want to vote for. If I lived in a state where it was a sway, if it was a sway state, I would more heavily think about voting for Biden. But I live in New Jersey, and New Jersey has been Democratic for, I think, basically every election that has ever been done. I am not voting Biden because there's no need for me to. I want to voice my own opinion. There's no need for me to vote Biden because Biden's going to win New Jersey. And I honestly don't think Biden will win the election. I don't even think it's close. I think what we're watching right now gave Trump the election. I may be wrong, right? But I don't think Biden will win. The reason the third party is never getting votes is exactly what you're saying. Everybody is afraid to throw away their votes. Yeah. Because, dude, what the conversation we're having right now is the conversation 30 million fucking people are having. Well, I don't want to vote for Trump or Biden, but if I don't vote for Trump or Biden, it's a throwaway vote. So I'm going to vote for Trump or Biden. If everyone went, okay, I'm just going to vote for who the fuck I want to vote for, then someone will have votes in the third party to not necessarily win, but get enough votes to where we got to put them or their party or give the third party more recognition in the next fucking election.
By the time this video is published, new details might have emerged. It's a hot, sweltering early evening as tens of thousands gather here to see Trump. Pennsylvania is one of 6 vital swing states that will help secure the win in the next presidential election. Butler skews heavily Republican, and it is a blue-collar town.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
I will say, regardless of who you support, like when I was in Virginia, every 5th mailbox was like wrapped in a Confederate flag with a Trump logo on it. And I was like, dude, this ain't a sports team, okay? This isn't the Eagles or the fucking or the fucking Patriots, man. This is a government election. We're voting for a president. Why are we like, not even just for Trump, do people do it for Biden too? Why are we like sport team compartmentalizing this? That's probably the wrong word, but why are we making it like sports teams? Like, it's not, you're not supporting a team, dude. You're just voting for a president.
He is surrounded by supporters. Most are sitting or standing in front of the stage. Some sit on the bleachers, center, left, and right. Trump's support staff and security, including Secret Service agents, are right at the stage. Behind him are 3 large buildings. On the roof of the building on the far left and on the far right are Secret Service snipers. They are constantly scanning the surroundings, looking for threats.
Somebody asked what a swing state was. Swing states, the way an electoral college works is, let me put it in sports terms. Each state has a certain amount of points, right, based on size and population, and those points go towards a collective whole. And each state gives all of their points to one person, unless you live in a certain state like Maine, which has like separate points. What is that called? Somebody knows that. Where it's like Maine has a certain amount of points, but then they also have like a swing point that can go a different way, but usually goes the same. I don't know what that's called, but each state has a certain amount of points. And like California has a lot, right? Texas has a lot. New York has a lot. Like a lot of the ones with a lot of fucking people. It's a big fucking state. They have a lot of points. Those usually go one way or the other, right? Texas is going to vote fucking Republican. California is probably going to vote Democrat. We don't know for sure, though. But swing states are states that usually change per election. They have an even amount of people that go one way or the other, and depending on the election, they will vote a given way. Now, just because you don't live in a swing state doesn't mean that your state's gonna vote whatever, party is most popular in your state. So say Texas is normally Republican. They could still vote Democrat. They're just not a swing state because the odds that they vote Democrat are low, and swing states usually have a specific amount of electoral college points that if you add a few of them up, it guarantees you the election because of the other states that you're likely going to win. New Jersey is not a swing state because New Jersey, in basically every election, votes Democrat. And so states like Michigan are like swing states because they're going to vote Democrat or Republican depending on who's up in that given year.
They can be seen in this video filmed by a crowd member.
Damn, you can actually see them on the roof?
Hello, Butler.
Oh, the fucking, you can see the Secret Service guys.
Hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Trump begins with his speech. Things seem normal. He turns to the right and points at a chart showing statistics on border crossings. At the same time, several people in the crowd notice a man with a gun on the roof of a building close by. It's too late.
Take a look what happened.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying. One even gets captured on camera.
Wow.
Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. The gun was legally purchased by his father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Take a look what happened.
Trump reaches up with his hand. The first bullet pierces the upper part of his right ear. He will later say,
Dude, it is crazy in the video how he turns, and if he didn't turn, like if he literally didn't pivot his head, he would have died.
That turning over to the right at that exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service agents swarmed the former president.
Also wild, they just body shield him. Like, they literally were like, dude, if Thomas Crooks kept shooting, they would have just gotten fucking killed.
Shield him with their bodies. Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots.
Yeah, and they killed somebody in the crowd, that fucking loser. Thomas Crooks, fucking asshole, dude.
Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
They did, yeah, they killed some, I think he was like a fire chief. They killed like a fire chief in the fucking crowd, dude.
Take a look at what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunman also hit spectators on the bleachers. 1 man died, 50-year-old Corey Comprador. 2 others were critically injured. With Trump's microphone still on, we can hear the tense exchanges among the agents.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Move. Go.
About 42 seconds after Crooks opened fire, they confirm the shooter is down.
There could be another though. Like I don't know. Like I know they walked Trump out and they kind of like semi-body shielded him. But what if there was like 2 of those guys?
Shooters down.
Dude, they probably had some crazy shit like looking out for other people though. I'm surprised that even happened. Like I never even thought, dude, since like not Robert F. Kennedy, since John F. Kennedy got fucking shot in the head, I never thought another president would get even close to being assassinated ever again. What's your take on firearms, whether it should be hunting or personal use only? I think that you should be allowed to own, like, a pistol or, like, a very, like, kind of normal home gun. I think that you should be allowed to own a hunting rifle if you want to go hunting. I think that you should not be allowed to own an assault rifle. I have shot assault rifles, and they are insanely easy to use. Insanely easy to use. Then vote Trump. You didn't let me finish talking. Owning any weapon that can shoot at a very fast rate, insanely accurately, and far is unneeded, right? You don't need an AR-15 to protect your house. It's not a zombie apocalypse. If you want to shoot those guns, I think you should be able to go to a range and shoot them, right? And, like, rent that gun out and fucking blow shit up, right? I understand the use of guns for fun, right? They're fun, right? Going to a fucking shooting range and shooting shit is fun. But why do you have one at your house? Like, I don't think that's needed. I think you gotta have a pistol. I understand that, right? Like a pistol or a shotgun, maybe something like kind of normal. But the problem is, like, how do you fix gun violence in America? You can't, right? To a degree. I think that you can remove a lot of the heavy ARs and that'll help. I think you can increase screening processes and that'll help. But at the end of the day, if people can get access to even a pistol, that's the majority of what shootings are, is pistols. And people are killing people with that. But I don't know. I think there's two sides to the coin. I think heavy guns should not be used. But I think owning a pistol for, like, self-preservation and, like, you know, like, home defense, I can understand that, right? I perfectly understand that. I don't know. I think it depends on the weapon, and I think that screening processes need to be severely increased. Hell, I think you should have trackers on your fucking guns or something like that, where they're able to tell where a gun is at any time. And I know that might be like, oh, an invasion of privacy or something, but they should be able to, they have to have a way to know in case something's gonna happen.
We're clear!
They prepare to escort him to an armored vehicle.
Come on. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
Let me get my shoes.
So we gotta move to the car.
Let me get my slippers. I'm not going anywhere without my slippers. Okay? I know I've just been shot. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Am I dead? Am I bleeding out? No? Okay.
Watch out.
Wait.
In about 75 seconds after ducking to the ground, Trump
Damn, dude, him having the wherewithal to do that made him, oh my God. Dude, I honestly think that, like, you could say, oh, that's just not that big of a deal. Bro, that gave him the election. That actually gave him the election. That actually just fucking handed it to him.
75 seconds
Him
after
fucking fist pumping the air.
ducking to the ground, Trump raises his fist. He's mouthing the words, "Fight, fight, fight." The resulting photos immediately travel around the entire world. The crowd starts to chant for the former president as he leaves the stage, bleeding. Trump is then rushed to a hospital. Later that night, he is flown to New Jersey. He appears to be well.
The one thing I will say is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Trump took a bullet for our country. And I understand that, but it also, like, dude, the way people talk about it, it's like, they're like, oh, Trump took a bullet for our country. Kind of like ignoring, I know it's like a whole different thing, but like ignoring what our military does for us and what our veterans have done for us on, like, just any given moment. Right? The people that are taking bullets for the country are the dudes that are fucking grunts in the army in the middle of a butt-fuck nowhere, right? Getting shot and fucking spending years on end in the fucking jungle hiking through shit. Like, I have a friend that had to fucking go in Japan. He was in Japan. He sat on the shores of South Korea and watched fucking Chinese boats go back and forth, seeing if anything would happen. Like, those are the guys that are fucking taking shit. Like, Trump, yeah, I understand. Yeah, he took a bullet, but he didn't sign up for that. He didn't willingly do that, right? The guys that are willingly doing that are the guys that are going to fucking sign shit to serve the country, make jack shit, risk their lives just because they support the country. Or, I mean, obviously some people join the army because of the benefits it gives them, but nevertheless, it's still serving, right? I don't like war at all. I've never supported war, but I respect veterans and people that are in the military so much. The military, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Marines, whatever branch of the military you're in, dude. Being able to do that and having to do that is horrible, right? And how long you have to do it. Like, one of my friends, he served for, like, I think 3 or 4 years, but now he was off for like a year or two, and now he has to go back, right? They called him back, and they were like, yeah, it was like 2 weeks prior. He was like, yeah, I'm kind of on like a break, but if I'm kind of in the reserves where if they need me, I have to go back. And I was like, do you think you're going to go back? He was like, probably not. They called him back. He has to fucking go. He's going to be gone for another fucking year.
Why were the forces unable to prevent the attack? Analysis on X suggests that at least the snipers on the roof behind Trump were likely scouting for dangers further away, with this rooftop possibly falling into the responsibility of other law enforcement agents. We were unable to corroborate that. Why couldn't armed men climb up on this building? What was Crooks's motive? The gunman had no criminal history in Pennsylvania's public court records. The New York Times found a voter registration record for Crooks. It shows that he was registered as a Republican. They also found that he donated $15 to a liberal voter turnout group through a Democratic donation platform in 2021. He was a kitchen worker and had a membership at a local shooting club. The FBI found suspicious devices in both his car and home. They are being evaluated by the agency at the time of this recording. The investigation is ongoing.
Like, do you think he knew he was going to die? I don't know. Like, you know you're at least going to prison for the rest of your life. Like, he had to know he was going to die. If you shoot at the president, like, this isn't like JFK where the guy runs away and then they catch him. He was too young? Yeah, he was 20, dude. That's young. That's, like, you're a legal adult, but you're 20 years old, bro. Can't even drink. He's going to try and assassinate the president.
President Biden and various leaders around the world condemned the attack and political violence at large. The picture of Trump, bloodied but defiant, with a raised fist in front of the American flag, will surely become a powerful symbol.
Extremists tend to be young. Well, yeah, dude. Extremists, a lot of political extremists tend to be between 18 and 25 because it's the easiest time you're able to fucking manipulate somebody into being an extremist. People always sit there and go, "Oh, once you're 18, you're a fucking adult." Dude, you're as manipulatable as somebody that's younger, dude. Your fucking brain isn't done forming till you're 25. Like, I'm 22. At the end of the day, you could still, dude, just because you're 20 doesn't mean you're not susceptible to being fucking manipulated into a cult or a fucking following or something. Dude, most of the people that are, like, doing obscene fucking acts against other people and killing other people and all this other shit are in their fucking early 20s. Because that's when they get fucking roped into that shit.
His real
They gotta lower the age for voting and lower the age of being president. I think you should be able to be president until you're 60. I think you should be able to be president after 70. I think you should be able to be president at 30. And I don't know if you should lower the voting age. I voted at 18. I didn't really know that much about politics. Like, I thought I knew a lot, but as I said, like, I thought I knew everything. You don't really know that much. Yeah, if you want to lower the voting age, dude, then people are really voting for whatever their parents tell them. I was 18 voting, dude. That's not... Yeah, dude, that would be chaotic. And then motherfuckers would be arguing about that shit. Oh, that would be awful. It'd be like voting age. Voting age is like 14. People are in their fucking freshman history class. Dude, but Trump has aura, though. Dude, but Trump really has aura, though. Like, at the end of the day, you can't deny he actually, like, dude, like, if I'm being real, like, you can sense him. All right, next. Last fucking react.